Hello everyone, this is Fight from Tech Gaming Villa. I hope you all are well. Today I'm going to talk about the 3 TV, the left side LG QNED 75, middle Sony X80L and right side Samsung Q60C. If you are new in my channel, then please subscribe and press the bell icon for future notifications and upcoming videos. I have another channel named Awesome Tech Gaming Pro, where I upload similar kind of tech videos like TV comparison, sound system, home theater, graphics cards. You can check and subscribe. You clearly see the picture quality of this 3 TV. The Sony looks slightly brighter. All TV's picture are vivid mode. Samsung are dynamic mode. Sony vivid mode and LG vivid mode. First, I am to talk about the LG QNED 75. The picture quality fell short overall on LG QNED 75. Reproduction of fine image detail was excellent. Color accuracy was very good, with flat tones in particular looking natural. Contrast was poor in dark scenes, so images looked flat with no sense of depth. Black levels were overly bright, unfortunately worse than most TVs. There was a distracting halo visible around bright objects when watching a dark scene. Its reproduction of smooth edges on image content for upconverted HD to Ultra HD images was very good with minimal jagged edges. The interlacing of 1080i video was excellent. Its frame rate compensation for 1080i film-based content was excellent. If we talk about the LG QNED 75 high dynamic range HDR performance, the HDR performance had limited effectiveness. In this test, the display's lack of high peak brightness capability by HDR standards limited its ability to show the benefits of the HDR 4K content. It excellently revealed the contrast between moderately bright and very bright highlights, while the brightness levels in the mid to lower tones, like those in an indoor scenes, were much dimmer than expected. It did a good job reproducing a greater range of nuanced shadow detail from black to white with no obvious banding within the gradually shaded areas. We noted some loss of detail within the highlights of the brightest areas. Brightly colored objects remained nicely saturated. Now, if you see the Sony X80L, the X80L produced superb image quality and seamless connectivity to Google Nest home network, Sonos soundbar and other devices. Pretty pleased that Sony Link most of the streaming apps, including free-to-air, provides that most other brands don't include. It saved a lot of time in setup. Surprisingly, Netflix was not included, but it downloaded and connected quickly and without glitches, as opposed to its predecessor. The only negative is that the remote does have a numerical keyboard, but this is a small thing. But otherwise, if you see the picture quality is amazing on Sony X80L. I'm pleased with that. And the GUI is well thought out. If you compare this with LG QNED 75, definitely the Sony X80L will be ahead, because this Sony X80L have some good technologies. Everyday entertainment gets an upgrade. This is Sony's X80L with a Super 4K Ultra HD picture. Dolby Vision HDR combines with immersive Dolby Atmos audio for a movie theater-like experience in our own home. With a wider, richer color palette, this X80L has Triluminous Pro technology. I think it's better than the LG technology. The X1 processor, which Sony's intelligent processor, is the power behind such bright, colorful pictures, analyzing content in real time, enhancing everything you watch. This X1 processor does a very good job. So compare this with the Sony X80L and LG QNED 75. LG QNED 75 does fell short. Now, if you see the Samsung Q60C, the Samsung's QLED line is known for its exceptionally good performance compared to other LCD TVs, and while the Samsung Q60 did offer excellent performance in some aspects, color quality and motion handling in particular are superb. The total package is weighed down by problems that simply don't show up on other models in the QLED lines. Issues with backlighting, viewing angles, and performance in HDR made the set far less impressive and left the Q60 competing against less premium 4K TVs that nonetheless offer an equal or better picture overall. The Samsung Q60's color performance was very good, particularly when displaying shades of yellow, green, and pink. However, shades of blue are difficult to distinguish. The Q60's color gamut sits right around the 100% mark with 99.96% of Recon 709 color space. Samsung's Q60 also turned in excellent color accuracy scores with a Delta E rating of 1.6 in movie mode. That's notably better than the Vizio M series Quantum's 3.6 rating and only slightly off the 1.49 mark from the 2018 Samsung QNED Q6F. The TCL 6 series, however, did slightly better with the Delta E rating of 1.1. Regardless, the Q60's color performance is rather impressive for being one of the cheaper models in the QLED lineup. If you compare this Q60C with Sony X80L, I think the X80L a bit high in some areas, but Q60C is win in other areas also. The Q60 handles fast action well, as the flying fists of the Assassin's Creed 2 boxing match had very little of the smearing or juddering issues we often see on even premium TVs. A lesser set might have had problems showing the fight clearly, but the Q60 managed to display fast action with admirable smoothness and clarity. Both Sony X80L and Samsung Q60C is 4K 60Hz. In one substantial departure from the rest of the QLED line, the Q60 uses edge lighting with bands of LEDs around the outside perimeter of the display without effective local dimming. It's not on the same level as a full array that has individual lighting zones that can be dimmed and brightened as needed to offer high dynamic range. It's also very imprecise with elevated blacks that glow gray. In fact, when viewing HDR content on the TV, such as a dark scene from Blade Runner 2049, we not only saw pronounced hallowing but also noticed that the edge lighting lit up large portions of the screen that were meant to be black. The lighting issues were super evident in a scene from Assassin's Creed 2 as Adonis Creed entered a darkened boxing arena. The backlighting continued to glow when it should have been dark, except for a brief moment. When the screen went fully black, the backlight shut off entirely with a noticeably abrupt transition. This was so pronounced that, as briefly concerned, that the TV had simply shut off, but then the growing glow of elevated blacks kicked right back on as an object came on the screen. The combination of poor backlight control and a relatively low max brightness of 203 nits in movie mode under default settings rendered the HDR performance simply disappointing, with the effect dialed so much that the content almost failed to register as HDR. While we were able to coax more brightness out of the set in other modes, the max brightness still topped out at 531 nits, which isn't substantially different than what most sub-$1,000 4K TVs offer. This is even worse because while the Q60 will handle HDR10 content, it won't support the higher quality Dolby Vision, instead supporting Samsung's competing HDR10 Plus format. The backlight also has some inconsistency issues due to the edge lighting used. One of those issues is a very subtle inconsistency of light ironically around the outside edge of the display. When tested with single color test pattern screens, the edges add subtle shadowing here and They are long both the bottom and sides. However, even with these issues, the Q60 QLED does have a claim to being one of the best edge-lit 4K TVs we have seen. But with that dubious honor comes the realization that even much less expensive 4K sets often offer some form of direct backlight and local dimming. The 65-inch VGA M-Series Quantum, for example, is 3/4 the price of the Q60, yet it boasts discrete dimming zones that deliver better HDR performance than Samsung's TVs. The same is true for the TCL 6 series Roku TV as well. So in these three TV, I think Sony X80L is overall very good, and second Samsung Q60C, and third LG QNED 75. But LG QNED 75 have some plus point compared to Samsung Q60C, and Q60C also wins some areas if I compare with the LG QNED 75. So in this 3 TV, which TV you choose? Please write in the comments below. That's it from now.